Let's start with Module 5, Nonlinear System. And this module mainly deals with types of nonlinearities, characteristics of nonlinear system, and describing function analysis of nonlinear system. And first we are going to deal with types of nonlinearities. And the types of nonlinearities are incidental nonlinearity and inherent nonlinearity. And incidental nonlinearities are those which are deliberately inserted in the system to achieve a specified task, and inherent nonlinearities are those which are inherently present in the system. And the example for incidental nonlinearity is relay, and for inherent nonlinearities are dead zone, saturation, stiction, Coulomb friction, backlash, etc. So nonlinearities are classified into two: incidental nonlinearity and inherent nonlinearity. Incidental nonlinearities are deliberately inserted in the system, and inherent nonlinearities are already present in the system. Next we are going to deal with the types of nonlinearities with examples are relay, dead zone, saturation, and the explanation of this relay, dead zone, saturation, stiction and Coulomb friction. And next one is relay. As we know that electromechanical relays are frequently used in control system where the control strategy requires a control signal with only 2 or 3 states, or relays are on-off controllers or two-state controllers. That is, when it is in a particular state, when we switch it on, it will give an output, and the position at which it is turned off, the output will be 0. That is, relay is an example of on-off controller. For example, a typical home heating system. A furnace is turned on when the temperature falls below a certain specified value, and off when the temperature exceeds another given value. That is, the relay is deliberately inserted in the heating system to on and off at the particular temperature levels. That is, relay is an example of on-off controller. And the next one is dead zone. That is, dead zone is the region where the output is 0. That is, when the input exceeds that particular range, the output will be linear. That is, dead zone is nothing. Dead zone is the region where the output is 0. Next one is saturation. In the case of saturation, the output is proportional to input for a limited range, and after that the output is constant whatever may be the input. That is, when the input exceeds this range, the output to become a nonlinearity. That is, saturation is an example for inherent nonlinearity, and the output is proportional to input for a particular range, and after that the output will be constant. That type of nonlinearity is called saturation. And the next one is friction. Friction is the one which opposes the relative motion of the body. That is, mainly the friction is classified as viscous friction, Coulomb friction and stiction. And this viscous friction is example for linear. That is, viscous friction is linear. That is, it is not a nonlinear function. That is, the output is proportional to input. And next one is Coulomb friction. And the Coulomb friction and stiction are examples for nonlinearity. That is, Coulomb friction offers a constant retarding force when the motion is started, and the stiction is required. Stiction is the force which is required to move an object from rest. That is, consider the figure. We know that the stiction is greater than Coulomb friction. That is, more force is required to move a body from rest than to maintain it in motion. That is, stiction is greater than friction, Coulomb friction. That is, and the viscous friction is linear. That is, viscous friction is not an example for nonlinearity. Stiction and Coulomb friction are examples for nonlinearities, and mainly the nonlinearities are dead zone, saturation, friction and relay. Relay is an example for incidental nonlinearity, and all others are example for inherent nonlinearities. That's all about types of nonlinearities.